program, or you might be called a pogrom against this since he's been in office. We need to make sure it goes at his feet, because this comes from the top. These false arrests got to stop. It's ruining people, innocent people's lives. These arrests are illegal. There needs to be an investigation into these arrests, possibly a prosecution, so people know they have to stop. These things are illegal. They're unethical. They're immoral.
And they're getting worse.
And they're getting worse, and they're quite unnecessary in this time of supposedly budget cuts. There's no reason to be out creating reasons to arrest innocent people. We're really glad you're okay. Don't forget there's a huge rally on the 21st. We can't let this stop today.
What time?
It's at 4 o'clock at Sheridan Square. Next Saturday. We must keep this up. They need to know that it's got to stop. Maybe if he thinks he can get reelected, he's got to stop this if he wants our vote. You also need to keep pressure on your council members, because it lays at their feet also, because they're not holding the mayor's feet to the coals. So it's time to again make our voices heard. Thank you all again for coming. My name's Joel Zarlinski. If you need to talk to me, I want to introduce you to Rob Pinter, who's the man that's come forward. As you know, this is it's Robert's case that finally is the straw that broke the camel's back to get us all out here. So I'll give you to Robert, and again, thank you all for coming. Thank you for the press for covering this. We think it's a very important issue. I think there's a lot more for you all to investigate. You all need to ask a lot more questions to find out what's really going on and why this is happening in the city and why the mayor is doing this in the city. Thank you very much.
People mistake written on the occasion of Mayor Bloomberg's vice squad being out of control. Sex ain't a crime for adult males. We don't belong inside your jails. Don't be so stiff. Don't be so prudy. We love our Liza. We love our Judy. Where should we stick our cocks instead? Do you invite us to your bed? If there were justice for each crime, then Elliot Spitzer'd have done time. If you hot cops so need to mate us, you need not pretend to pay to date us. There is no need to frame our asses. Just make polite but sexy passes.
I didn't know it was an officer. After a short conversation, he made the store, his car, and engaged in sexual sex. On the way, very quickly, suddenly offered me money to sex acts. At first, I thought he wanted
back over this. Okay.
You can say I'm here, you know.
I'm here to support Rob Pinter, who was falsely arrested by the police. But Rob Pinter's experience is just the tip of the iceberg in what is happening in New York City and what has been happening for at least 2 years or more, where gay men are being targeted by the police and the places where they gather are being targeted, and we want to put a stop to that. The police have better work to do in the city than making false arrests.
Really incredible investigative stories in the Gay City News. He found a pattern of these arrests, especially in some targeted stores. And the real kicker here is that the Office of Special Enforcement is then turning around using these false arrests, many of them false arrests, as evidence to pursue nuisance abatement suits against the targeted stores. And that's why we're out here today, because this is a serious matter. It affects many residents of this city, and it's intolerable. This type of police activity is intolerable. I've never been an activist before until those handcuffs clicked on my wrist on October 10th, 2008. That's the moment I became an activist. It's intolerable to me to be arrested for doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Not a crime. Sex is not a vice. Cruising not a crime.
Sex is not a vice. Cruising's not a crime.
Sex is not a vice. Cruising's not a crime. Sex is not a vice. Cruising's not a crime. Sex is not a vice. Cruising's not a crime. Sex is not a vice. Cruising's not a crime. Sex is not a vice. Cruising's not a crime. Sex is not a vice.
Ready? Sing this.
You go.
A Valentine's Day poem to our mayor. Dear Mayor, happy Valentine. Please get your vice squad back in line. The city can be at its best without cops making false arrests. Don't make our finest waste their time with busting when it's not a crime. Go save real victims. Give protection and stop policing male erection. There's just no need to close the doors of local adult video stores. Please tell our dear old boys in blue, do unto us as we to you. Begrudge no part of humankind, whatever special Valentine. And now again, then, as we've said, please get the cops out of our beds, unless of course it's on their time. But that's another kind of bed. So now, dear Mayor, let us pray you'll heed our cry on Valentine's Day. Our demands are simple, strong, and true. You halt, you investigate, and we meet with you. We all have rights to these mean streets. This is our New York. This is all our beat.